All right, I have here a 2011 Chevy Traverse. It's a no crank. So he's in and nothing happens. Now, I don't know, the steering wheel's in the way, but if you look at the check engine light, now everything might be flashing because of the camera, I can't tell, but the check engine light is actually flashing. And it looks dim. So that's telling me that it's probably not communicating. So I have a scan here, just finished. Let's see. All right, so this came out blue, not gray. It means it tried reading it. Maybe it partly read it, but I'll try to enter it in a minute. But the TCM says no com with the engine control module. So we definitely have some sort of miscommunication with it, which to me looks like a bad power ground going to it. Okay, I have no history in this car. It looks like it's an auction car, but I'm not sure. Let me see if I can actually read into the engine control module. I don't know why it can't blue. No, you see you can't. I don't know why it's blue instead of gray, but we can't read it. So I want to look at power grounds to this computer because most likely the flashing is either a bad power or a bad ground, like low voltage to it or something. All right, so let's pull up a diagram for this. Powertrain management, engine controls. You know, actually it's much easier when you're looking at power and grounds on a module on a GM. The factory diagram has one of the things is power and grounds. See, power ground serial data. Now that is going to tell me all the power and ground. So we have a PCM ignition fuse at 10 amp, then an ECM fuse 15 amp, the powertrain relay, which feeds the ECM1. All right, so let's just check these fuses right here. Now I'm going to use a test light. I should be able to tell from a test light what the volt, if it's bright enough. All right, so let's get a battery ground right here. We hit a power, it lights up. So that's like nice and bright, so we'll compare it to that. Okay, now let's find this. All right, we need PCM ignition fuse. Well, here's the ECM1 on the bottom, right here, and we have no power to it, to either side. So this gets fed through the powertrain relay, which, let's find that. Powertrain relay right here. I don't feel it clicking. Let's just swap it with any other relay, a wiper relay. No, it couldn't be that simple. All right, so let's see. Let's see what we have on this powertrain relay. We should have a constant power. All right, so we got both powers. We have one power here. That's pin 85. That's the control power. This is going to be the load side power. So this has to get grounded if the computer's trying to. The computer, I guess, grounds this circuit to turn it on. Fine. So if we ground this ourselves, it turns on. I wonder if we have communication. Probably not, because usually, you know, let's just go in order. So this is not turning on. So we know the computer's not powering it. So let's go back to the ECM fuse, a 15 amp. There should be a fuse ECM, not ECM1, plain ECM. Well, here's PCM ignition. We need that one also. That's this guy right here. It has power on both sides. ECM 15 amp right here. 4 in, 1, 2, 3, 4. And that one's good. Alright, so we got the main one. And we have the PCM. And this computer is still not turning on. Alright, so let's go to the computer. And we're going to check it at the computer. On this car is over here. It's an E69 computer. I'm just going to pull it up, make life easier. Alright, let's find any connector. So I need connector 2, pin 54, 56, and 58. And the grounds are on connector 2 also. 1, 2, and 4. So okay. Let's plug this guy back in. Yeah, here we go. So this are going to be the grounds. These black and whites right here. And the powers must be 54. Is that on top? 5, 6. Okay, 5 and 6 are ignitions, but they're not the main power. I need pin 56. Okay, that's 58, so 56 will be for it. Let's get a test light. Alright, so we know the grounds are the big guys over here. And now 58, so 56 should be this one, and it lights up. So we know that ground's good. That ground's good. How many grounds are in a row? 1, 2, and 4 on that. Okay, so we know all the grounds are good. And so far, one power is good. We need the ignition power. That's going to be 54. 1 and 2. That's this guy right here. And ignition power is good. So this should be able to power up that ignition. Do we have anything else missing? Pin 58. We should be able to ground and hear the relay click. So we'll give it a ground. Alright, I'm just going to pierce this wire right here, the yellow wire. Then I want to plug the connector back in. Okay. Let's get this back on. Okay, computer's back in. Let's turn on the key. Let's see. Alright, engine light's still flashing. Still a no crank. But we have a ground here. And our computer is grounding it. See that? Our computer right now is grounding this relay. But this relay is not turning on. So we have a break in the wire somewhere or a bad fuse box. Alright, let's go pull this apart. Alright, before I go chase it more, I just want to pull the relay out and actually make sure we're not getting a ground. So It's this relay, right? The powertrain relay. Now I just pin. Well, it's either 85 or 86, so it should be this one. And we have nothing. And on this one, we have power. So yeah, it has to be the other one. Power on this one, yes. So it has to be this one right here. Should give us ignition power. So we either have a broken wire. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna put this in right here. We're gonna put it to power. I'm gonna hold it here. I want to shake this harness a little bit and just see if we get a ground. So the wiring harness comes from there. It goes up here. Because there's definitely some sort of nest was over here. I don't know. I'm gonna have to pick up this fuse box. But since I know that this is actually grounding the relay, I want to jump this relay and see if the car starts. I'm gonna use this relay test kit. Alright, so I'm gonna jump the relay. I hear the engine things turn on, the throttle move. But that's, you know, because that's what the PCM relay powers up. Oh, our light's steady. And the car starts and runs. So yeah, we just clearly have a broken wire from the computer till the fuse box. Now, either it's in the fuse box or it's not. We're gonna have to figure that out. But that's why the light's flickering also, which is funny. I thought it would be from the other thing. I'm not exactly sure why. But it's clearly running. Let's just see if we have any codes. I mean, let's see if we can read the PCM. Just do an auto scan. I guess I lost it. Alright, pulls the VIN. Scan. I just want to see if we can read the ECM. Yep, and there's 3 codes. Alright, that's enough for me now. Can we shift? Yes, it shifts. Move. Okay, good. So that's enough for me right now to know that we have a broken wire from somewhere or a bad fuse box. So we got to figure that out. But the computer's good, and the wiring from the computer, from the fuse box to everything else, seems good also, because the coils are working, and you know. So if it's a problem, it's just on this actual wire. I just want to see what these codes are. And the ECM. Engine control, ignition relay, control circuit, low voltage, which makes sense because I'm jumping the relay. TCM's on because of that. Fuel pump control module, lost count with engine computer. Okay, good. Let's up the car. And now let's figure this out. I'm going to start with, I think, disconnecting the fuse box because it will be the easiest. So let's pull this guy out. Alright, I got lucky. I cheated over here. And I'm on the pin of the relay. And I pierced a random yellow wire. There's 2 wires here. I pierced one. And if I go right here with an ohm meter, and over here, I have good continuity from this pin to the here. So I know it's not in my fuse box. That means I do not have to lift up the fuse box, which I didn't really want to because that, you know, it's a whole nother issue. Now let's check continuity from here to our pin on the computer that's supposed to ground it. And we have nothing. No continuity. So we just have a clean open wire from here to here. Now I'm going to try to find this wire. I hate running overlays because usually when you have one broken wire, there's more than one. So we're going to try to find this wire. It goes into this harness over here. It comes down around here, goes up here. Let me just try to shake this a little bit. This wire is clean open, so okay. I'm going to open this wire, this harness up right in the middle. I find that the easiest way. Let's first see if I can see anything over here. Right here, there's some wire sticking out. Okay, I'm going to open the harness right here, and then I'm going to tug on the wire. Just enough to see if there's a yellow wire in here. Right here, there's 2 yellow wires. I don't know which one it is. It's this one. See, I pulled it and it moved over there. Alright, so I'm going to give it a tug, and it broke. That's called the Keith tug test. See, I pulled it. I have no idea where it's to, but now we're going to find the spot. We'll line it up after. Right here. There's corrosion. It rubbed against something. Now we're going to measure it out to right around here. And it's rubbing against, I guess, the fan. Yeah, it's in here. Okay, so we're going to have to fix this up. Right. This lift up. Yeah, if you look right down there, on this bracket, or this pipe, this harness was rubbing. And right there, we got a bunch of ripped wires. I don't know a bunch, but definitely more than one. I'm going to try to open this, see what we can do here. Yeah, look at this. Right here's another wire. That's 90% through. Or at least the insulation's ripped through. And that's the other side of our yellow wire. Alright, not bad. Just 2 wires. And, oh wait, there's another wire that was ripped into this guy right here. So there's 2. One here. And that's like a little bit. There's one here and there's one here and the yellow one. Okay, fine. Alright, so we got this all wrapped up. Although I did the 3 wires that were broken. Now I'm gonna get some tape on this, and then I'm gonna try to stick something down there to protect it from rubbing. I'm gonna first start with electric tape, and then I'm gonna switch to tessa tape after. Alright, now That's gonna go back down here. I'm gonna stick something in between there. All right. I'm gonna pop this off. Let me get some clear nail polish for that. All right, and then pop that guy off. All right, now this car should start on its own. Yeah, I need something. I'm gonna put a piece of rubber hose down here and just stick it in between the harness and zip tie it. All right, but let's just make sure everything's good now. Yeah, right. And it's not. Oh boy. I think the relay's not in. Yeah, I probably didn't put the relay in, and I didn't. What did I do with that? Okay, that's a relief. When I finish that, it doesn't start. Oh, here it is. Okay. Take two. All right, let's see if this works. Engine light solid, and the car starts. All right, let's see what close happened. I'm gonna do a new scan. ECM, engine control, ignition, fine. This is all from engine coolant temperature and circuit high voltage. It also passed. All right, nothing here looks current. Lost com. Let's just clear everything. Yes. All right, there's one code in the thing. Passenger seatbelt anchor pretension deployment loop. Doesn't bother me. Now let's do this again. Yep. It's definitely misfiring. Not like crazy, but whatever. It definitely runs. I don't know if they're going to want me to diagnose the rest. I think I was just supposed to get it started. You know, the cluster doesn't work. I'm pushing the buttons here, and there's no... I'm trying to see the miles, and it's blank. And power steering works. Alright, we just got the seatbelt. Oh, it does say it. It's just very, very, very dim. Alright, I ended up putting a hose, a rubber hose around this pipe so that it's going against it, so it shouldn't happen again. After the car has been running for like 3 minutes, it's running much nicer now. It's not misfiring. It revs up nicely. And right now, even that started working. So, I don't know. I don't know if it's a full problem. I don't know what it is. Could be it's intermittent, but right now, everything's working. And so I heard from the customer, he bought this car and it sat for months, and then it never started since he bought it. So that fixed the problem. Right now the dashboard's working, so I'm leaving it at this, and I think we're good to go. All right, thanks for watching.